Mm. Gotta love fucking Tang, man. Ah, shit. Well, um, a few videos that I made yesterday, I realized that I was kind of out of it, and I was really like just really going off the top of my head. I think that's some of the best ways to make a video. Um, and you sit there and you, I think YouTube videos or channels have kind of lost their. There's a few subscribers that, or there's a few people that I'm subscribed to that still keep it honest and real, which is something I respect, and which is something you're always going to get out of me and my fucking videos. I am not going to become a YouTube partner, and I am not going to be like what's that bitch's name? I Justine. I'm not gonna do anything in that. If you like my videos and you dig what I say, or and you take the time to watch it, that's fucking cool. Cheers. But um, uh, my channel is just gonna be about mainly to do with music and other shit. I don't want to. I don't want to turn this into a channel that um, I'm not gonna turn my channel into a thing where I advertise anything. I'm not gonna. I mean, if you like my videos and you want to spread them around to your friends, that's fucking cool. You know. But yeah, I just kind of a thought there to start this off. This video that I want to make today, and you may notice the shirt that I'm wearing, and I just woke up fucking feeling it today. It's gonna be um about probably a band that doesn't need no fucking introduction. A band that you know you may not even be into metal or fucking know anything about it, but every motherfucker knows that intro to Raining Blood. Okay, you get my drift. I'm not. uh, so that's what I'm gonna make this video about, and I also want to kind of talk the um, about being a badass in heavy metal and the good things about it. Well, let me rephrase that. I also kind of want to touch on about being a badass or being more or less a hardcore kind of dude when you're a metalhead. I want to talk about the cliches attached to that and some things that are good, some things that I guess in other people's eyes, which is I guess could be considered bad, but fuck that. It, part of one of the things I love about being a metalhead is individuality. You know, this this music is without a doubt the most rebellious and the most individual music I think you can get into. So yeah, so let's get on it. Slayer, uh, a band that really no needs an introduction. They're fucking. As far as thrash metal goes, they're kind of the equivalent of AC/DC. They tried a few different things, but they still remain true to what they do and who they are, which I respect the fuck out of for that. Um, but and I'm not the typical fan that just loves Raining Blood. I mean, I think probably Hell Awaits is my favorite Slayer record. It's so fucking like, it's just so brutal and fucking amazing. I guess I'll start with the first time I heard them. Um, Roughly my dad. My dad really brought me up on all this. thank God, you know, or Satan or whatever. You know, and roughly the first Slayer song I heard was "Ghost of War" off "South to Heaven," and I was probably 12 or 13 years old, maybe 11, I don't know, and I just could not believe. Now, also, I became a drummer at a very early age when I was 3 years old. When I was still a little kid, it was just such a huge obsession for me. And I'm banging on pots and pans and all that, you know. And you know, being when you're a teenager, I think if you work on being a musician, those are the years where you really bust your ass. And I mean, you always want to bust your ass if you're a musician, but that's the point in your life where you're either gonna fail at it or you're gonna become fucking great at it. Me, I was lucky enough, and I had the passion and the heart and the fucking desire enough to want to be the drummer that I am today. So, but anyways, yeah, fucking, I could not believe what was going on the drums, and that's still to this day probably in the top 3 or 4 of my favorite Slayer tunes. I mean, it was fucking insane, dude. Like, I was just like, what the fuck is going on here? And then, then I discovered, then I got into South of Heaven, and I listened to that record a lot. And then I went back and got Raining in Blood, and I was just like, that was like the soundtrack to my high school for a fucking while, especially like senior year. That's like all I would listen to. You know what I mean? And that's the premier Slayer record. I mean, everybody fucking knows at least Angel of Death or Raining Blood. But you know, even my grandma knows the intro to Raining Blood, so that's kind of you know, um, but yeah, and then I heard Hella Waits, and it's like, fuck, man, this is just insane. And I heard Sure No Mercy, which probably has my favorite Slayer song, Black Magic. Fucking uh, and as far as drumming goes, Dave Lombardo, you know, I can make 2 or 3 videos about how much of an influence he is on me as a drummer. And everybody often cites him as, you know, the the fucking the just fucking like, he's definitely one of my favorite drummers. He's not my favorite drummer as large as Metallica is. I just I'll touch on that in another video in another day. But Lombardo's talent and his unbelievable speed and the way he plays drums is just fucking like, he's like, I'd say he's kind of like the Neil Peart of thrash metal, pretty much. I mean, he's influenced so many other drummers, millions and millions of drummers in metal. It's insane. Uh, so yeah, and then like they definitely became next to Metallica and Pantera, because the first 5 bands that really helped me shape my metal palette were obviously Metallica, Pantera, Slayer, Death, and Megadeth, and the Cannibal Corpse and all that after. And so yeah, um, I'm going to continue this in my second video, so stay tuned. Fucking Slayer!